Molly and the Crying Ghost 3: The Thanksgiving Rescue by Franco. Chapter 1: Showing the Surprise and Getting Things Ready at Home. It was Thanksgiving, and everyone was getting their meals ready for their Thanksgiving dinner. Earlier that day, there were 3 kids named Marcus and Marcy who were 5 years old, and their little sister named Molly, who was 2 years old. They were all on their way home after they had finished going for a walk. Then suddenly, Marcus, Marcy, and Molly's older brother named Jared showed up and told his brother and sisters that they got a letter. Marcus, Marcy, and Molly opened the letter and began to read it. Dear Marcus, Marcy, and Molly, your mother, father, and I will be waiting for you at your house until you get back. When you get back home, there is a great surprise that I like to show you. See you back home. Signed from Ellie. At this moment, Marcus, Marcy, and Molly were happy to see what the surprise is, and Jared, Marcus, Marcy, and Molly all went back home. When Jared, Marcus, Marcy, and Molly got back home, their mother named Sarah, their father named Mike, and Ellie the ghost were waiting for them. Hi, Ellie, said Molly. Hello there, Molly, said Ellie. I have a surprise for you guys to see, but first, there is someone that I want you to meet, she continued. Then suddenly, a ghost appeared near Ellie. I would like you guys to meet my husband, Dave Jackson, said Ellie. At this point, Molly was surprised, since she remembered Dave Jackson when she and Ellie were crying near his grave in Molly's dream and in her basement. Then Dave Jackson saw Molly and tells her that he remembers Molly since Ellie told Dave Jackson that Ellie and Molly were both near his grave inside a dark room crying. Then it was time for Ellie to show Marcus, Marcy, and Molly the surprise. And now for the surprise, said Ellie, and told Marcus, Marcy, and Molly to close their eyes. Ellie then removed the blanket that she was holding around her and told Marcus, Marcy, and Molly to open their eyes. When they did, Marcus, Marcy, and Molly were surprised. They could see that Ellie is pregnant. Dave and I are going to have a baby, said Ellie. Marcus, Marcy, Molly, and the others were happy when they heard the news. Male or female? Molly asked. It is a female, and it will be out later, said Ellie. Then, after meeting Ellie's husband and seeing the surprise, everyone got the food ready for the Thanksgiving dinner, and they went outside to relax while the food is getting cooled off. Chapter 2: The Kidnap. While everyone was waiting for the food to be cooled down, Ellie told Molly to show Dave her teddy bear. Dave was surprised to see Molly's teddy bear and told her it looks very nice. Then Molly thanked Dave and told him that she got the teddy bear from the toy store. Then suddenly, a loud bang occurred. Everyone turned around and could see a lot of flying machines near their house. Then suddenly, a demon ghost appeared. It was Satan. He told Molly's family and Ellie that they are all invited to see the creation of his brand new castle. Molly was scared because of this and began to hug Sarah. Then suddenly, Satan forced Molly and Dave away and tells them that he could not take them because there would not be enough room to fit them in. Then suddenly, a cage dropped and Ellie and Molly's family were trapped. Suddenly, the cage started to get pulled up by the flying machines. Molly and Dave grabbed and held onto the cage just in time before the cage was high off the ground. Sarah and the others were scared. "Marcus, hold me," said Marcy. "It's okay, Marcy," Marcus replied. "Molly!" Sarah screamed. "Help us!" Ellie screamed as well. As Molly and Dave Jackson were halfway up to the cage, a guard from the netherworld appeared. "Goodbye, and enjoy your flight," said the guard from the netherworld as he launched a magic spark that forced Molly and Dave off the cage, causing them to fall. When Sarah, Ellie, and the others saw this, they were shocked and surprised. "Molly!" Sarah screamed. "Molly and Dave, no!" Ellie screamed. Then suddenly, Sarah, Ellie, and the others, including Spud the dog, all started screaming and crying after seeing what happened to Molly and Dave. Chapter 3. Meeting the Queen Ghost. As Molly and Dave woke up from being knocked out by the fall, they found themselves on an island. "What's this place?" Molly asked. "I don't even know," Dave replied. Then Molly looked at her teddy bear to see if it's okay, and it seemed just fine. Then suddenly, 4 ghost guards appeared. "You're awake," said a ghost guard. "It looks like you want to know where you guys are," said another ghost guard. Then the last 2 ghost guards told Dave and Molly that they are at the Galley-meeting Island. After telling Molly and Dave where they are, the ghost guards told Molly and Dave that the Queen Ghost would like to see them. As the ghost guards were guiding Molly and Dave to the Queen Ghost, there was a platform straight ahead, and when Molly and Dave went onto the platform, something appeared. It was the Queen Ghost. "Hello there," said the Queen Ghost. "Hello," said Molly. "Hi there," said Dave. After introducing to themselves, Molly then asked the Queen Ghost what her name is. "My name is Savannah," said the Queen Ghost. Then she tells Molly and Dave about what Savannah saw. Then she tells them that they will have the power to fight any ghost from the netherworld, and the ghost guard gave Molly and Dave the powers to help them fight the ghosts from the netherworld. This made Molly and Dave feel so happy, since they feel very strong with those powers. "Before you could go to the castle to save your family and your pet and also your wife, you must find a big star, and it will bring you to a ghost ship where I will be standing," said Savannah, and then she disappeared. After meeting Savannah, Molly and Dave both went to another island and started searching for the big star. They saw demon ghosts and started fighting them. Molly and Dave then saw a door that leads to the big star. When they got inside, Molly and Dave found the big star, and they grabbed it, and the big star started to guide Molly and Dave somewhere. Chapter 4. Welcome to the Peaceful Ghost Ship. As the big star was guiding Molly and Dave through the sky, they both arrived at a ghost ship. The big star then went inside an orbit which changed from dark orange to regular orange, and it also grew to normal size. is also opened the dome. Then, as Molly and Dave looked around, they also see Savannah. Then she turned around and started to speak. Welcome to the peaceful ghost ship. It is used to fly across the sky every holiday to see if everyone is having a great time, said Savannah. The peaceful ghost ship can also go to the netherworld and to heaven, she continued. On Thanksgiving, the ship will go around and spread happiness and joy to everyone, but then suddenly it stopped and lost power after Satan stole all the stars and placed them on all ghost islands, said Savannah. Without stars, the peaceful ghost ship cannot fly around and spread joy and happiness to everyone on every holiday, she continued. Then Savannah thanked Molly and Dave for bringing back a big star and also tells them there are regular stars as well that could help get the peaceful ghost ship ready. Then she tells Molly and Dave that the more stars they collect, the more power the ship will get and will have the ability to go to the castle so Molly can save her family and her pet dog, and Dave can save his wife, Ellie, as well. Then the ghost guards took Molly and Dave in the first dome and showed them the ghost islands that are there. There are 3 islands that have the stars and 1 island that has a big star, said the ghost guard. But then he warns Molly and Dave that the islands have demons there. Then Molly and Dave decided to go to the islands to get the stars and bring them back to the peaceful ghost ship. As Molly and Dave were both ready to go to the islands, the ghost guard wishes them good luck. Then Molly and Dave thank the ghost guard. One last thing, if you see a black hole, do not go inside it. It will suck you in, and if it does, you will be dead, said the ghost guard. Then Molly and Dave both left the ship to fly to the ghost island. Chapter 5. Rocky Island. The first ghost island that Molly and Dave arrived at was the Rocky Island. It was very big, and it also had a lot of rocks on the mountains. That star must be around here somewhere, said Dave. Molly and Dave must find Star together, said Molly. Then suddenly, Molly and Dave found a sign that shows them where the star is located. There was also another sign that has a map that shows how to get to the location that the star is located. Sign saying star located on mountain, said Molly. The other sign is also showing how to get to the mountain, which is over the bridge, through a tunnel, and up the stairs, which are near the mountain, said Dave. Okay, let's go, said Molly, and off they went. As Molly and Dave were on their way to the mountain, there were guards from the netherworld blocking the pathway, so Molly and Dave had to fight them so they could get through. After fighting the guards from the netherworld, Molly and Dave can finally get past. After going through a pathway, they went across the bridge, went through a tunnel, and climbed up the stairs. As Molly and Dave got to the top of the mountain, they both found the star, but it was locked inside a cage. How Molly and Dave unlock cage? Molly asked. There is a keypad on the lock, and we have to type the correct code to unlock the cage, said Dave. Then, there was a sign that shows the code to unlock the cage. Dave typed the code from the sign onto the lock, and the cage was unlocked. Then Molly and Dave grabbed the star and took it back to the peaceful ghost ship. Chapter 6. Returning the star and moving on to the next ghost island. When Molly and Dave got back to the peaceful ghost ship, the star went into the star box, and the ghost guard congratulates Molly and Dave for bringing back the star and tells them that the star box is where the regular stars go, so they can be used for keeping the orbit strong. The box that has the regular stars inside is connected to the machine that allows the orbit to have enough energy to allow the peaceful ghost ship to keep flying, said the ghost guard. Now there are 2 ghost islands left that have stars, said the ghost guard. Then Molly and Dave decided to go to the next ghost island. As Molly and Dave were both ready to move on to the next ghost island, the ghost guard tells them that there might be some bosses on the last 2 islands and would have to fight them in order to get the stars. "Don't worry, Molly and I will be careful," said Dave, and tells the ghost guard that he and Molly can both handle the bosses, and off they went. Chapter 7. Ghost Kids Playroom Island. When Molly and Dave arrived, they looked around and could see a lot of ghost children playing with their toys, and there was a sign saying "Welcome to Ghost Kids Playroom Island." Molly and Dave also could see another sign saying where the star is located and how to get there. "Sign saying where star is," said Molly. "It also shows how to get there," said Dave, and tells Molly that they have to go through a tunnel, cross a bridge, go through a maze, and climb up the stairs. "Okay, let's go," said Molly, and off they went. The first thing that Molly and Dave must do is go through a pathway, but before they could go through it, there were ghost guards from the netherworld blocking the pathway. Molly and Dave both started fighting the guards so they could get through. After fighting the ghost guards, Molly and Dave can finally go through the pathway. After going through a pathway, Molly and Dave started to go through a tunnel, cross the bridge, go through a maze, but before they could climb the stairs, there was a sign that says, "There is a boss at the top of the stairs on the platform." When Molly and Dave looked up, there were a lot of stairs to climb. "Molly wonders how many stairs there are," said Molly. "Well, if you want to know, then we should start counting how many stairs there are, as we are going up," said Dave. Then Molly and Dave started counting the steps as they started climbing up the stairs. As they reached to the top of the stairs, Dave tells Molly that there were 40 stairs, but as Molly and Dave looked straight, there was nothing on the platform. Then suddenly, Satan's helper named Josh appeared. "Hello there," said Josh. "It seems like you want to get the star that Satan stole. Well, if you want it, you will have to get it yourself by fighting a boss," he continued. Then he tells the boss that it's playtime. Then Josh left. Suddenly, something appeared on the platform. It was a ghost of a giant baby girl. "Baby girl huge," said Molly. "It looks like we will have to fight her," said Dave, and tells Molly how they are going to fight the baby girl. After that, then the fight began. Then, after the fight, The ghost of a giant baby girl disappeared, and the star showed up. Molly and Dave grabbed the star and went back to the peaceful ghost ship. Chapter 8. Returning the second star and moving on to the last island from the first dome. When Molly and Dave came back to the peaceful ghost ship, the star was placed inside the box. The ghost guard tells Molly and Dave that they are doing great. Just one more island to go from this dome, then the other dome will be open, said the ghost guard. Then he tells them how they find ghost islands from this dome. After that, Molly and Dave decided to go to the last ghost island from the first dome. Okay, Molly and Dave, here is the last island from this dome. Before you go, I must warn you that Satan is the one who created this island, and there are black holes there as well, said the ghost guard. Then Dave tells the ghost guard that he and Molly will be careful, and they were now ready to move on to the next ghost island. Are you ready, Molly? Dave asked. Molly ready, said Molly, and off they went. Chapter 9. The Castle of Doom Island. As Molly and Dave arrived at the island, they were surprised that the castle looked terrifying. Molly and Dave saw 2 signs saying where the big star is located and how to get there. Star must be located at top of platform on castle, said Molly. Come on, Molly. We have a big star to save, said Dave, and started moving. On their way to the top of the platform, Molly and Dave saw some guards from the netherworld and started to fight them. After fighting the guards, Molly and Dave continued moving on to the top of the platform on the castle. When Molly and Dave were halfway there to the platform, fireballs started falling down and they had to dodge them, and they also see a black hole and tried to avoid getting sucked in. Then Molly and Dave finally reached to the top, and there was Satan standing on the platform. Said Satan. Said Satan. And the fight began. Later, after the fight, Satan could see how strong Molly and Dave are. Said Satan, and he disappeared. Then suddenly, the big star appeared. Big star beautiful, said Molly. Yep, it is, said Dave. Then they grabbed the big star and took it back to the peaceful ghost ship. Chapter 10. Returning the second big star and entering a new dome. As Molly and Dave returned to the peaceful ghost ship with the big star went inside the orbit machine. Then the orbit changed from orange to yellow, allowing the second dome to open. Thank you for bringing back another big star, said Savannah. Now the second dome is open, she said. Then Savannah tells Molly and Dave that there are 3 domes left and 3 big stars left to find as well. Once all the domes are open, then the engine room will be opened as well. And then the peaceful ghost ship will be able to fly to Satan's new castle, and then both of you can go and save your families, your pet, and your wife," said Savannah. Then suddenly, the ghost guard appeared. "Molly and Dave, both of you got mail," said the ghost guard. As Molly and Dave opened the letter, they began to read it. "Dear Molly and Dave, me and the others are sending this letter to you because we heard that you are collecting stars to get the peaceful ghost ship up and running so you could use it for flying to Satan's new castle. Your family and I are so proud of you. We all hope you will stay strong and have the ability to go fight the enemies. See you at Satan's new castle." Signed from Ellie. At this point, Molly and Dave felt very proud of themselves. Then they decided to move on to the second dome. As Molly and Dave went inside the second dome, it was peaceful and there was a fountain inside. "Fountain beautiful," said Molly. "Thank you," said the ghost guard. Then he showed Molly and Dave the islands. "There is one island with a regular star and another island with a big star," said the ghost guard. Then he tells Molly and Dave to be careful because there could be black holes near the islands. Molly and Dave both promised the ghost guard that they will be careful. Then they were ready to go. The ghost guard wishes Molly and Dave good luck, and off they went. Chapter 11. The Peaceful Island. As Molly and Dave arrived at the peaceful island, it sounded peaceful and beautiful. "Island so beautiful," said Molly. Then there is the sign that shows where the star is located, and another sign that shows how to get to that location. "Come on, Molly, let's go get that star, which is on the platform," said Dave. "Okay, let's go," said Molly, and off they went. As Molly and Dave were walking through the pathway, there were not that many guards to fight. This made Molly and Dave have the ability to go find the star without having any problems. Molly and Dave went across the bridge, went through a tunnel, and finally climbed up the stairs and arrived at the platform. But as they arrived at the platform, the star was trapped inside a cage. Molly and Dave looked at the sign for the combination and typed it into the lock. Then the cage became unlocked and the star was free. Molly and Dave grabbed the star and took it back to the peaceful ghost ship. Chapter 12. Returning the star and moving on to the last island from the second dome. When Molly and Dave came back, the star went inside the box and it powered up the orbit machine. "Great job," said the ghost guard. "And now for the last island found from this dome," he continued. "But I must warn you that Satan is there, and you might have to fight him in order to get the big star," said the ghost guard. "Don't worry, Molly and I will handle Satan for the second time," said Dave. Molly and Dave are both ready to go to the last island to get the big star. They told the ghost guard that Molly and Dave will be very careful, and off they went to the last island to get the big star. Chapter 13. Satan's Lair Island. When Molly and Dave arrived, there were a lot of ghost guards from the netherworld. There was also a sign saying where the big star is located and how to get there. "Come on, Molly, let's get that big star," said Dave. Okay, let's go, said Molly, and off they went. Molly and Dave had to fight the guards from the netherworld first. Then after that, they went through a pathway, crossed a bridge, went through a tunnel, and were just about to climb the stairs when suddenly fireballs were falling down, and Molly and Dave had to avoid them. The stairs were really long to climb, but Molly and Dave kept on going. Then finally, Molly and Dave have reached to the top, and there was Satan standing in front of them. Said Satan. It looks like it is time for me to crush you, he continued, and the fight started. Soon after the fight, Satan became tired and tells Molly and Dave that they have done well. I guess I will be leaving by now, said Satan, and he disappeared. Then the big star appeared. Molly and Dave grabbed the big star and took it back to the peaceful ghost ship. Chapter 14. Returning the third big star and entering a new dome. When Molly and Dave got back, the big star went inside the orbit machine, and the orbit changed from yellow to green, allowing another dome to open. Thank you for saving the third big star, said Savannah. Then tells Molly and Dave that the third dome has a library, but it is not open yet. But it will be open later. Then Molly and Dave decided to enter the new dome so they could see what it is like in there, and how many ghost islands that were found from that dome. As Molly and Dave went inside the third dome, there was a couch, a fireplace, a table, and a TV inside. This is where the ghost guards go and relax, said the ghost guard. He also tells Molly and Dave that there is only one ghost island that has a big star. Then Molly and Dave decided to go to the island and get the big star, and off they went. Chapter 15. The Ghost Guard Lair. When Molly and Dave arrived, they can see that there are flying machines and ghost guards everywhere. Dave read the signs and tells Molly to follow him. They started to fight all the ghost guards from the netherworld, and then quickly rushed to the top of the platform. And when they did, Satan's helper named Josh appeared on a flying machine. When he saw Molly and Dave, he was furious. It looks like you guys never give up, said Josh. I guess I will have to fight you myself, he said. And the fight began. Then, after the fight, Josh decided to surrender. And then he ran away. Then the big star appeared, and Molly and Dave took it back to the peaceful ghost ship. Chapter 16. Returning the fourth big star. Visiting the library and entering the engine room. When Molly and Dave came back, the big star went inside the orbit machine, and the orbit changed from green to blue, allowing the engine room to be open. The bedroom was also opened as well. Thank you for saving the last big star, said Savannah. Look down under your feet, she said. Savannah told Molly and Dave that the number on the floor shows how many regular stars are left. If the number reaches to 0, then the ship will have enough star power to fly to Satan's new castle, and you will also have the ability to save your family, your pet, and your wife, said Savannah. Then Savannah also tells Molly and Dave that the library is now open, and they can come in to listen to some stories. Molly and Dave decided to listen to a story before moving on to the engine room. So everyone got inside the library, picked out a story to read, and started reading it. Then, after reading the storybook, Molly and Dave decided to move on into the engine room. Before they entered the engine room, the ghost guard tells Molly and Dave that Savannah's bedroom is now open. Then, Molly and Dave went inside the engine room. When Molly and Dave went inside the engine room, the ghost guard tells them that there is only one ghost island that has 5 regular stars. Then Molly and Dave were ready to go to the island to collect 5 regular stars, and off they went. As Molly and Dave reached to the top of the tower, they could see 5 stars inside the cage, and it was locked. Dave read the sign that had the combination on it, and the code on the keypad. Then, the cage was finally unlocked, and the stars were free. Then Molly and Dave grabbed the stars and took them back to the peaceful ghost ship. Chapter 17. The Starbase Island. As Molly and Dave arrived at the Starbase Island, there was a pathway that leads to the top of the tower, where the 5 last stars are located. So Molly and Dave went through the pathway to get to the top of the tower to collect the 5 last stars. Molly and Dave had to hurry so they could get to the tower before it is too late. They went through a tunnel, crossed the bridge, and they finally started to climb up the stairs that leads to the top of the tower. As Molly and Dave reached to the top of the tower, they could see 5 stars inside the cage, and it was locked. Dave read the sign that had the combination on it, and the code on the keypad. Then, the cage was finally unlocked, and the stars were free. Then Molly and Dave grabbed the stars and took them back to the peaceful ghost ship. Chapter 18. Returning the last 5 stars to the peaceful ghost ship. A visit from the neighbors, and arriving at Satan's new castle. As Molly and Dave got back, the last 5 stars went inside the star box. The ghost guard congratulated Molly and Dave and tells them that Savannah would like to see them. So Molly and Dave went to go see Savannah, and when they did, Savannah tells Molly and Dave that all the stars have been collected, and the ship is ready to fly to Satan's new castle. Before we go there, your neighbors are here to see you, said Savannah, and shows them where they are standing. So Molly and Dave went to see Molly's neighbors. Molly introduced her neighbors to Ellie's husband, Dave Jackson. After being introduced, Dylan tells Molly that he and his family are here to help her and Dave rescue Molly's family, her dog, and Dave's wife. Are you guys ready to save Molly's family, her dog, and my wife? Dave asked. Yes, said Dylan. Okay, Molly and Dave tell Savannah we're ready, said Molly. Let's do this, said Dave. Then Molly and Dave went to Savannah. Okay, Molly and Dave, the ship is ready to go, said Savannah. Are you guys ready to go to Satan's new castle? She asked. Yes, said Molly. Okay then, off we go, said Savannah. So Savannah powered up the peaceful ghost ship, and it started flying straight to Satan's new castle. It was a fast flight to Satan's castle. Then, they finally arrived at the castle. Your family, your dog, and your wife are all at the top of the castle. Go, they are inside, and please hurry, said Savannah. Me and my family will distract the guards while you and Dave go and save your family, your dog, and Dave's wife, said Dylan. Then Molly and Dave went inside the castle so Molly can save her family and her dog, and Dave can save his wife. As Molly and Dave were rushing to the top of the castle, Molly's neighbors were trying to distract the ghost guards from the netherworld so they don't attack Molly and Dave. Molly and Dave had to get through the pathway and climb up the stairs as well. Suddenly, when Molly and Dave reached to the top of the platform that leads to the top of the castle, there was Satan's helper named Josh, and he also has Molly's family, her dog Spud, and Dave's wife, Ellie. Are you guys looking for your family, your dog, and your wife? Josh asked. Well, that's too bad, because they are with me, he continued. Molly! Said Sarah, as she saw Molly in front of her. Dave! Ellie called, as she saw Dave standing with Molly. Mama! Molly shouted. Then Josh went behind Satan so he could let Molly and Dave go to Satan. As Molly and Dave went up to Satan, they were furious. Said Satan. You got just in time to see my new castle. Take a look, he continued. And when Molly and Dave looked at the castle, they were shocked and surprised. Molly was so shocked and surprised that she hugged her teddy bear tight. With this castle, we will use it to rule the netherworld, which you will last forever, said Satan. So as you can see, I'll get birds and crush both of you is at the top of my list, he continued. Then suddenly, the fight began. Chapter 19. Saving Molly's family, her pet dog, and Dave's wife, Ellie and Dave's baby, and the family and the wife meeting Savannah. After the fight, Satan fell off the edge of the castle. Then suddenly, a big star appeared. So Molly and Dave grabbed it and left. As they were leaving the castle, Molly saw her family and her dog fall off the flying machine. Dave also saw his wife fall off the flying machine as well. So Molly grabbed her mother and the rest of her family and her dog, and Dave grabbed his wife as well. Molly! Said Sarah in a happy voice. Dave! Said Ellie in a happy voice. Molly, Dave, and everyone else landed on the peaceful ghost ship. Wow! This ship is so beautiful, said Sarah. The neighbors arrived and saw Sarah, Ellie, and everyone else there as well. They were very happy to see them. Then suddenly, Guys, I think the baby is coming, said Ellie. Okay, Ellie, come with me, said Dave, and took Ellie to a room. Seconds later, Dave and Ellie came back out with the baby. Guys, meet our daughter, Amanda, said Ellie. Everyone was very happy to see the baby. Wow, baby beautiful, said Molly, and she started petting it. Then suddenly, Savannah appeared. Hello there, Molly's family and Dave's wife. My name is Savannah. I am the queen of the peaceful ghost ship, and I heard that you have a baby named Amanda, said Savannah. Then, Molly's family, her dog, and Ellie all introduced to themselves as well. Chapter 20. Satan's new castle collapses, and back at home. As Molly, Dave, and the others were happy to be back, there was a loud noise that occurred. It was the sound of Satan's new castle collapsing. Everyone was surprised, and Savannah started the engine inside the peaceful ghost ship and flew away from the castle just in time.
No! My castle! My empire! This can't be happening!
Satan cried. When Molly, Dave, and the others escaped from the castle, they were finally on their way home. Molly and Dave got their powers removed by the ghost guard and tells them they won't need them anymore. When everyone got back home, the food was still there. Then Molly, Dave, and everyone else sat down to have their dinner. But then Jared had an announcement to make. If Molly and Dave did not save us all, and Ellie and Dave did not have a baby for the first time, then we would not be able to have a great Thanksgiving dinner, said Jared. Then he tells everyone that Dave should be the first one to say grace, and Molly should also be the first one to say what she is grateful for as well. Then after Molly is Marcus, Marcy, Jared, and everyone else. Happy Thanksgiving, Molly, said Jared. Happy Thanksgiving, Jared, Molly replied. Then Amanda was starting to get used to Molly since she saw how beautiful Molly looks. Meanwhile, after everyone said grace and had their dinner, Amanda started holding Molly's hand. Hi, Amanda, said Molly. It looks like Amanda seems to be getting used to you, said Ellie. A little later, Molly decided to go outside and see if anyone is still out there. As she went outside, Molly can see the peaceful ghost ship over her house. Happy Thanksgiving, Savannah! Molly shouted as her voice echoed everywhere. Happy Thanksgiving to you as well, Molly, said Savannah. And Molly lived happily ever after. The end.